Good day, everyone. Today, we delve into the intricate web of international relations that govern the interactions between sovereign states across the globe. At the heart of global politics lies the concept of the global interstate system, a framework that defines how countries engage with one another diplomatically, economically, politically, and militarily. This system shapes the dynamics of our interconnected world, influencing everything from trade agreements to security alliances and international diplomacy. Understanding the complexities of the global interstate system is crucial for comprehending the challenges and opportunities facing nations in today's rapidly evolving geopolitical landscape. So now let's explore the key components of this system and how they impact global affairs, from diplomatic negotiations to economic partnerships and beyond. So now, what is global interstate system? It refers to the network of relationships and interactions among sovereign states across the world. It encompasses diplomatic, economic, political, and military interactions between different countries. So, the global interstate system daw ay isang complex network of relationship sa pagitan ng mga independent na mga state sa buong mundo. So, let's make it clear. So, in diplomatic relations, ito daw ay mahalaga sa global interstate system. The countries here daw ay nakikipag-ugnayan through negotiations, embassies, and international meetings. Next is the economic relation. Ito naman daw ay may malaking ginagampanan sa ating topic, which is the global interstate system nga. And ang mga bansa daw dito ay nagpapalitan ng mga kalakal and also services. Nagbibigay ito ng mga importance, kumbaga sa trades, technology, and also sa mga kapital ng mga bansa. So the third is the political relations, in which kasama daw nito ang pakikipag-cooperate sa mga international organizations, in making alliances, and also in following rules and regulations. And lastly ay ang military relation, na bagaman ang diplomatic ay nagsisumikap in a peaceful solution daw, di pa rin daw maalis ang military relation, na kung saan the countries here are making alliances in defense, and also pakikipagtulungan na rin to make sure that their countries are safe and upang protektahan din ang pambansang interes. So back to the topic, the global interstate system plays a crucial role in shaping international relations, determining policies, resolving conflicts, and promoting cooperation among nations on various issues such as trade, security, human rights, and environmental protection. So, to make it clear, the global interstate system serve as the bedrock for international relations, exerting a profound influence on the world stage. It establishes the parameters within which sovereign states engage with one another, setting the rules and norms that govern their interactions. This system plays a pivotal role in determining national policies, as countries formulate strategies aligned with their interests and priorities within the global concept or the context. Moreover, it provides crucial mechanisms for conflict resolution through diplomatic channels and international organizations, mitigating the risk of conflicts escalating into crisis. Importantly, the system fosters cooperation among nations on a myriad of issues, including trade, security, human rights, and environmental protection. Collaborative efforts, such as international treaties and agreements, showcase the global commitment to addressing shared challenges. In essence, the global interstate system is instrumental in shaping the dynamics of international relations, promoting cooperation, and providing a framework for resolving conflicts on the world stage. So now, let's talk about the development of an interstate system. So we have this so-called world system theory, which is composed of three parts: the core countries, semi-peripheral, and the peripheral countries. The core countries are typically highly industrialized nations with advanced technology and infrastructure. They often exert significant economic political influence globally. So sila daw yung mga bansang maunlad na ang mga ekonomiya or the industrialized na kung tawagin. Kadalasan din daw ay advanced ng mga technology dito, may high levels of productivity and significant capital accumulation. Sila daw yung mga nangunguna sa mga economic and political affairs. Example ng mga country na ito is the United States, Germany, Japan, and the United Kingdom. Next is the semi-peripheral countries. These countries have intermediate levels of industrialization and economic development. They are often in transition between core and peripheral status. So, ang mga bansa daw dito ay nasa pagitan ng core and the peripheral countries sa larangan ng pag-unlad sa ekonomiya. Pero compare sa core countries, advanced din ang technology nila ngunit lamang ang core countries. Sila daw ay dependent sa core countries. Sila ay mananatili ding intermediary ng mga bansa. At ang examples nito is the Brazil, China, and India. Next and last is the peripheral countries. These nations have low levels of industrialization and are often economically dependent on core countries. They may export raw materials and agricultural products while importing manufactured goods. Ito naman yung mga bansang may mahinang ekonomiya. Hindi din ito industrialized, limited ang mga infrastructure and technology, and umaasa lang sa mga exporting of goods. Madalas daw itong humahantong sa mga exploitation na nagiging dahilan ng pagbaba ng economy ng bansa. Dito din madalas mangyari ang mga issues like poverty, political problems, limited access on education, and healthcare. And example nito is the Africa, parts of Latin America, and some Southeast Asia.
Okay, good day each and everyone. So now, after we have learned the global interstate system, let's discuss about the features of global interstate system. First is sovereign state. It is a primary actors that global interstate system are sovereign states, each possessing independent authority over its territory and population. When we talk about sovereign states, it is a country that has its own government. People will live there permanently and have a specific area of land that belongs to it. So it is a country that independent and can make decision without being controlled by another country. So it can also interact with other countries through things like diplomacy and treaties. Being recognized by other countries is not necessary for a country to be considered a sovereign state, but it can affect its standing in the world. So, a sovereign state is like a self-governing country that has its own territory and can interact with other countries. So, number 2 is interdependence. States within the global interstates are interconnected and independent economically, politically, and socially. Action taken by state can have repercussion on others. It is like a it is like a web of connection between different individuals, groups, or countries. It's been relying on each other for various resources, support, or cooperation to achieve a common goals. Just like in a group project, countries depend on each other for trade, collaboration on global issues, and support. So, interdependence is emphasize the importance of working together and understanding that our action can have an impact beyond ourselves. So, number 3 naman tayo is diplomacy and negotiations. These are the key features of the global interstate system, with states engaging in dialogue to address issues, resolve conflicts, and pursue common goals. So, dito, ang diplomasya ay isang mapayapang pamamaraan ng paglulutas ng mga alitan o isyu sa pagitan ng bansa. So, ginagawa rin ito sa pamamagitan ng komunikasyon, sa negosasyon at pagbuo ng magandang relasyon. So, kasama rito ang mga diplomatikong kinatawan ng mga bansa na nag-uusap upang hanapin ang mga solusyon na makakabubuti sa lahat ng mga partido. So, ang mga negosyo naman ay bahagi ito ng diplomasya na kung saan nagkakasundo ang mga bansa sa isang kompromiso na o kasunduan na magiging patas sa parehong panig. So, ang diplomacy at negotiations is help to prevent conflicts, promote cooperation, and maintain peaceful relationships between countries. So, number 4 is international law and institutions. So it provides framework for regulating state behavior, resolving disputes, and promoting cooperation. So dito sa international law is nire-refers to a set of rules that govern the relationship between countries. So it helps maintain order, promote cooperation, and covers areas like human rights and trade. So dito sa international institution is organization where countries come together to discuss global issues and work toward shared goals. Halimbawa nito, ang United Nations at World Trade Organization ay ang international law at institutions ay naglalaro ng mahalagang papel sa pagpopromote ng kapayapaan, pagprotekta sa karapatang pantao, at pagtugon sa mga pandaigdig na hamon. Okay, so sa number 5 is security arrangement. States from alliance, treaties, and security arrangement to enhance their security and protect their interests in the face of potential threats from other states or non-states actors. So dito sa security arrangement, ito yung security arrangement are measures and agreements put in place to ensure the safety and protection of individuals, communities, or countries. So they involve also defense forces, alliances rather, so intelligence gathering and law enforcement, and also international cooperation. So security arrangement are designed to prevent or address threats to security and maintain peace and stability. Next is number 6, trade and economic relations. Economic interactions, including trade, investment, and financial flows, play a significant role in the global interstate system, shaping alliances, conflicts, and power dynamics among states. When we say trade, it is refers to the exchange of goods and services between other countries, while economic relations is encompass to broader interaction such as trade, investment, and financial transaction. Kagaya na lamang ng ating bansa na nag-i-import tayo sa other country and also nag-i-export din tayo. Ang trade at economic relations ay mahalaga para sa mga bansa upang magkaroon ng access sa mga resources at lumawak sa mga merkado at mag-promote ng paglago ng ekonomiya. Number 7 is power and influence. It is unequally distributed among states within global interstate system, with some countries wielding greater economic, military, or political clout than others. Okay, yung power in the global interstate system is refers to a country's ability to influence international relations through military, economic, and political means. So yung influence, on the other hand, is the ability to shape the behavior and decision of other countries through soft power, diplomacy, and normative influence. Understanding power and influence within the global interstate system help us recognize how countries exert influence, compete for power, and shape the dynamics of the international community. So yung number 8, conflict and cooperation. The global interstate system is characterized by both conflict and cooperation, as states compete for resources, influence, and security, while also engaging in collaborative effort to address common challenges, pursue shared interests. Yung global interstate system involves both conflict and cooperation. States is compete for resources, influence, and security, leading to disagreements and clashes. However, they also engage in collaborative efforts to address common challenges and pursue shared interests. Through cooperation, states work together to find solutions and achieve mutual goals. So the global interstate system is a complex environmental where states balance competition, collaboration to maintain stability and address global issues. So, yun. So number 9 is global issues and challenges. States within the global interstate system confront a range of global issues and challenges, including climate change, terrorism, proliferations of weapons and mass destruction, and pandemics, which requires collective action and coordination. So states within the global interstate system face global issues and challenges such as climate change, terrorism, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, and pandemics. So ang mga isyong ito ay nangangailangan ng kolektibong pagkilos at koordinasyon ng mga bansa upang maayos at malutas ang mga ito. International cooperation is essentially in tackling these challenges and ensuring global stability and security. Also, the last number is 10. Technological advancement. Technological advancement such as communication, networks, transportation infrastructure, digital innovation facilitate interaction and shape the dynamics of the global interstate system and create new opportunities for growth and improvement in our rapidly changing world. So it helps us to progress and develop of the new technologies that improve various aspects of our lives. It also involves inventing new ideas and improving existing technology to increase efficiency and enhance communication and also improve industries. By technological advancement, they have a significant impact on industries and also improve the quality of life and continue to shape the future. They drive innovation. So, that's all po.
Good morning, my fellow classmates. I will discuss about the concept of a state. The concept of a state is a fundamental concept in political science and governance. The concept of a state refers to a defined area of land with its own government and laws, where people live under a common set of rules and authority. It's like a big organization that controls what happens within its borders, including making laws, providing services, and representing its citizens both at home and internationally. Meron itong four essential elements that constitute a state. 1. Population. A state is comprised of a group of people who live within a defined territory. This population can be diverse in terms of demographics, culture, and other characteristics. Dito naman ay sinasabing ang state ay meron dapat isang population to be considered a state. A population can be a culture, demographics, and their ethnicity, pero they are bound to their citizenship or legal residency within the state. 2. Territory. The state has a defined geographical area with recognized borders. The territory provides a physical space where the population resides and the government exercises its authority. Ang isang state ay meron isang control sa isang geographical area over which they exercise their sovereign control. This territory is recognized internationally. It means na agree ang lahat na ang land, water, and airspace na kabilang sa area na kanilang pamumunuan ay sa kanila yon and they can exercise their sovereign control in that area. 3. Government. A state has a system of governance or a political organization that establish and enforces laws and regulation. The government maintains order, provide public services, and manage relations with other states. They have a centralized authority and government na ina-exercise ang power and authority over its territory and population. Ang isang government ay sila yung nag-enforce ng laws, minimintayan ang order, nagpo-provide ng public services, and nire-representa nila ang state in domestic and international affairs. 4. Sovereignty. Refers to the state's supreme authority and ability to govern itself without interference from external powers. Meron silang authority na walang nangingialam na ibang external powers sa kanilang pamumuno sa kanilang teritoryo. It implies the power to make and enforce laws, conduct foreign affairs, and maintain order within its territory. Ini-apply dito na meron silang kakayahan na i-maintain ang order sa kanilang territory at gumawa ng mga laws na kinakailangan ng isang state. Let me give an example of a state. For example, a state is United States of America. This is considered a state because it meets the criteria of being a politically organized territory with defined boundaries, a permanent population, a government, and sovereignty over its internal and external affairs. It has a system of laws, institutions, and they also have government structures na nag-aallow to exercise their authority sa territory and sa citizens. Additionally, it interacts with other states as a sovereign entity in international relations. Ang four essential elements ng isang state ay nagwo-work together to define the structure and function of the state, thus shaping its relation with its citizen and other state in international system. While the concept of state has evolved over time, these core elements remain essential for understanding the nature of political organization in contemporary society.
Good morning everyone. I'm Joshua M. Sapordo and I will be discussing about the concept of nation. Concept of nation. A nation refers to a community of people who share commonalities such as culture, language, history, ethnicity, or religion. So, nation is kumbaga isa siyang community of people. No, naka-refer siya sa community of people na may mga commonalities or nagsishare ka mga commonalities nila such as culture, language, history, ethnicity, or religion. For example, the Philippines. So, the Philippines or the people, the Philippines is nagsishare sila ng mga commonalities nila which is the culture, di ba? Yung kultura natin dito sa Pilipinas. Also, the language, which is the Filipino language. The history, the Philippine history, which is ang bayani or pagsasakop, like katipunan, ganon-ganon, mga history ng Pilipinas. Ethnicity, and also the religion. So, in Philippines, I'm not sure, but there's so many religion na nandito sa Pilipinas. So, also, nation often have a sense of shared identity and belonging among their members. So, yung nation daw, madalas, meron sila ng sense of shared identity. So, nag-share sila ng mga identity and also belonging among their members. So, nag-share sila ng mga ng mga belonging nila or mga kung ano pa man ari-arian, ganun. This shared identity can foster solidarity and a sense of unity among the people within the nation. So, yung pag-share nila ng mga identity or mga belongings, so, nag-aano siya ng unity or pagkakaisa nila. So, kunyari, pag kilala mo na yung isang tao or palagi na kayo nag-share ng isa't isa, so, palagi na kayo magtutulungan, so magkakaisa na kayo. So, parang ganun. Nagbibuild siya ng unity or nagpo-poster siya ng solidarity sa isang nation. In concept of nation, there are three key concepts, which is the cultural identity, historical bonds, and the political aspirations. So, number one is the cultural identity. Nations often share cultural traits, including language, custom, traditions, and symbol. These cultural elements contribute to a sense of unity and belonging among the members of the nation. So, yung nation, madalas silang nag-share ng mga cultural traits, which is, for example, in the Philippines, so, may mga cultural traits tayo, like, pagmamano po. So, madalas din sinishare. Madalas yan, since nakasanayan na natin, palagi na natin ginagawa. So, and also including language. Dito sa Pilipinas, meron tayong iba't ibang language, di ba? Hindi lang naman Tagalog, meron ng Bicol, may Bisaya, or etc. So, minsan, kung nasan tayong lugar, kung ano yung language nila, yun yung inaano natin. So, nag-share tayo ng mga language kung ano-ano. and also custom, traditions, and symbols. These cultural elements, yung mga cultural elements na yun, so nagko-contribute siya ng sense of unity sa isang nation. And also, belonging among sa mga member ng isang nation. Number 2 is historical bonds. Nations often have a shared history or collective memory that shape their identity. Historical events, experiences, and narratives can play a significant role in defining a nation, identity, and sense of cohesion. Nation din, sa historical bonds. So, madalas, meron silang mga shared history. Like, um, mga mga history and mga collective memory na naghuhubog sa identity nila, like historical events, yung mga experiences nila, and mga narratives na pwedeng mag-play a significant role para ma-define yung nation identity or pagkakakilanlan ng isang nation, and magresulta din ng sense of cohesion or pagkakaisa sa isang nation. Number 3 is the political aspiration. In some cases, nation may aspire to have their own independent state or political entity to govern themselves. This aspiration for self-determination can be a driving force in national movements and struggles for autonomy or independence. So, in political aspirations, yung nation, meron siyang sariling independent or may independent state or may sarili siyang political entity na sinusunod to govern themselves. So, para maiwasan yung mga struggles and para magkaroon ng national movements, ganun nga. This aspiration for self-determination, so magkakaroon sila ng self-determination para magkakaroon sila ng self-determination na mag-drive force in national movements and struggles for autonomy or independence. So let's move on. Differences between nation and state. So ano nga ba talaga yung pinagkaiba ng nation sa states? 'Di ba? Kasi kung isipin mo, pag sinabing nation tsaka state, parang pares lang, 'di ba? Parang bansa lang din silang dalawa. So ano nga ba talaga yung pinagkaiba nilang dalawa? So there are many differences, but I will discuss 4 differences. Number 1 is territoriality. A state has a defined territory with recognized border. So, yung state, meron siyang defined territory or meron talaga siyang territory na may borders or merong hangganan. May territory siya na merong hangganan. While a nation may or may not have its own territorial boundaries. So, yung nation daw, pwedeng meron o walang territorial boundaries. Nation can exist within multiple states or span across states borders. So, yung nation daw, pwedeng mag-exist within multiple states. So, sa multiple states or iba't ibang states, yung nation daw pwede siyang mag-exist doon or span across states borders, diba? Number 2 is the political organization. A state has a government that enforce law and governs the population. So yung state, meron siyang government na nag-enforce ng laws and nag-govern sa population nila or nagpapasunod, nagpapatupad ganon sa kanilang na nasasakupan ng isang state. In contrast, a nation may not necessarily have a formal political structure. Yung nation daw may not necessarily or wala siyang masyadong formal na political structure because it is more focused on shared identity and culture. So, mas nakapokus siya sa shared identity and sa kultura ng isang nation. Number 3 is legal recognition. States are internationally recognized entities with sovereignty, allowing them to engage in diplomatic relation and international affairs. So, yung states daw is tigre-recognize ninda internationally yung mga entities or mga international entities with sovereignty. So, what sovereignty means? Sovereignty means it's like it govern itself or another state, like sa governing states, ganun. Na allowing them or nag-allow sa kanila, allowing them to engage in diplomatic relation and international affairs. So, inaalaw daw inaalaw daw nito or yung pag-recognize entities with sovereignty, inaalaw daw nun para maka-engage sila ng diplomatic relation or international affairs. While nation may or may not have this formal recognition on the international stage. So, yung nation daw pwedeng meron o walang formal na recognition on the international stage. Number 4, and the lastly, composition. A state's population can be diverse, comprising various nations, ethnic groups, and culture. So, yung states daw, pwedeng merong pagkakaiba-iba based sa comprising various nations, sa mga ethnic groups, or meron din sa culture. But a nation, on the other hand, is typically characterized by a shared identity among its people. So, typically, na-characterize mo ang isang nation by a shared identities among its people. So, sa mga nasasakupan ng isang nation. That's all. Thank you.
Effects of globalization on governments. The first one is interconnectedness. Globalization has led to increased interconnectedness among nations, fostering globalization and interdependence. Governments now need to exchange in international cooperation to address issues such as trade, security, and environmental challenges. Interconnectedness presents governments with opportunities for collaboration and collective action, but also challenges them to navigate complex interdependencies while safeguarding national interests and sovereignty. Additionally, it manifests in 6 various forms like diplomacy and international relations to foster cooperation, resolve conflicts, and address global issues such as trade, security, climate change, and human rights. Next is multilateral institutions, where they participate in multilateral institutions to collaborate on international issues, set common standards, and coordinate policies. Third on the list is trade and economic integration. Government negotiates to facilitate the flow of goods, services, capital, and technological across borders. It is to promote economic growth and development. Fourth is security cooperations, where government cooperates to address transitional threats and global stability. Next is environmental governance, in which governments work together to address environmental challenges. The last one is health governance, where it is being collaborated on global health issues. Second is economic challenges. Globalization has significantly influenced national economies. Governments must adapt to global market forces, liberalize trade policies, and create environments conducive to foreign investments. This can lead to economic growth but also poses challenges in terms of income inequality and job displacement. These changes includes increased international trade, technological advancements leading to job shifts, rise of emerging markets, and widening income inequality. Third on the list is policy challenges. Governments face challenges in crafting effective policies that balance national interests with global cooperation. They must navigate complex trade agreements, address cross-border issues like cybersecurity, and harmonize regulations to facilitate international trade. It also encompassed complex issues such as political polarization, globalization, technological advancements, demographic shifts, income inequality, environmental sustainability, healthcare, and security. These challenges require evidence-based policy making, stakeholder agreement, innovation, and resilience to effectively address them. Fourth is cultural exchange. Globalization facilitates cultural exchange influencing societies worldwide. Governments play a role in managing cultural diversity, promoting a sense of identity, and addressing potential cultural clashes. Fifth on the list is technological impact. Advances in technology, driven by globalization, have implications to governance. Governments need to adapt to rapid technological changes, address cybersecurity concerns, and harness technology for governance and service delivery. It has profoundly impacted government across various fronts like the improvements in service delivery, enhanced data management, increased transparency and accountability, and advanced concepts like smart governance. These technological advancements have transformed governance, enhancing efficiency, effectiveness, and citizen engagement in the digital era. Sixth one is environmental concerns. Globalization contributes to environmental challenges, such as climate change. Government may face challenges from transnational actors, and citizens may demand greater transparency and accountability in the globalized era. Governmental actions regarding the environment encompass regulation, climate change policies, natural resource management, land use planning, subsidies, environmental assessments, waste management, and conservation efforts. These actions significantly impact ecosystems and sustainability, requiring effective policies to mitigate environmental harm and preserve resources for future generations. Number 7 is political dynamics. Globalization can influence domestic political dynamics. Governments may face challenges from transitional actors, and citizens may demand greater transparency and accountability in the globalized era. It refers to the complex interaction and relationships among various political actors, institutions, and processes that shape public policies and decisions. These dynamics can be influenced by factors such as ideology, power struggles, interest groups, and public opinion. In any government, political dynamics play a crucial role in determining the direction and priorities of the administration. The last one is security challenges. Increased interconnectedness can pose security challenges, such as transnational crime and terrorism. Governments need to collaborate on security measures while respecting national sovereignty. These challenges faced by governments can have significant effects on various aspects of a country. These effects include national security threats, economic impacts such as decreased investments and disrupted business activities, social disrupted public trust, I mean, social disrupted business activity, social disruption leading to decreased public trust, political instability, and human rights concern. Addressing these challenges requires a comprehensive approach involving cooperation, proactive policies, effective law enforcement, and respect for human rights. In response to these effects, government governments need to adopt flexible and adaptive policies, strengthen international cooperation, invest in education and skills development, prioritize social inclusion, and ensure transparent and accountable governance.
I'm here to talk about international relations. By the way, my name is Cesar Gabriel T. Escriel. So, start. International relations refers to the study and analysis of interaction between countries, including their governments, institutions, and the citizens on the global stage. This field encompasses a broad range of issues such as diplomacy, trade, security, human rights, and environmental policies. The goal is to understand the dynamics of how nations interact with each others, the factor influencing the relationship, and the impact of this interaction on the international system. So, scholar in international relations often examine the rules of international organizations, treaties, alliance, and the effect of historical events on shaping the geopolitical landscape. So, ba't nga ba importante ang international relations? Well, in today interconnected world, the action of one country can have a far-reaching consequences for others. By understanding the dynamics of how nations interact with each other, we can better comprehend the complexities of global politics and work towards achieving peace and stability and prosperity of all. So, let's punta natin itong diplomacy. So, diplomacy, this involves the art of negotiations and dialogue between nations to resolve conflicts, forge alliance, and promote cooperation. So, dito naman sa diplomacy is kapag may mga conflict ang kada bansa is nagkakaroon ng pagpupulong o pag-uusap para maayos kung ano man ang mga issues ukol sa dalawang bansa. So, the second one is trade. International trade plays a vital role in the global economy, influencing everything from economic growth to geopolitical power dynamics. Sa trade naman is dito naman tayo international trades, kumbaga dito naman pumapasok ang mga produkto ng ating bansa at ini-import sa ibang bansa para kumita ang ating mga ang isang bansa. So nagpapalitan ng mga produkto. So tatlo is the security. So issues related to security such as military alliance, arms control, and the counter-terrorism efforts are central to international relations. The other one is human rights. Human right protection and promotion of human rights are fundamental principles in international relations, driving policies and initiatives aimed at upholding dignity and equality for all. The other one is environmental policies. So, with growing concern about climate change and individual degradation, international cooperation of environmental policies have become increasingly crucial. So, role of scholars naman is in the field of international relations, scholar plays a pivotal role in deepening our understanding of global issues. They examine the roles of international organizations such as United Nations and the World Trade Organizations in facilitating cooperations and resolving disputes among nations. Additionally, scholars analyze the impact of historical events, treaties, alliance on shaping the geopolitical landscape. International relation is a dynamic and interdisciplinary field that provides valuable insight into complexities of global affairs. By studying the interaction between countries and the factors influencing their relationship, we can strive towards building a more peaceful and prosperous, sustainable world. Thank you.
So, international organizations include United Nations. The United Nations is a global organization founded in 1945 after World War II to promote international cooperation, peace, and security among nations through various specialized agencies and organs. So, kumbaga, ang United Nations daw po ay isang pandaigdigang organisasyon na itinatag noong 1945 pagkatapos ng ikalawang digmaan upang itaguyod ang pandaigdigang kooperasyon, kapayapaan, at seguridad sa pamamagitan ng mga bansa sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang espesyalisadong ahensya at mga organo. Yan po. At United Nations serves as platform for dialogue and negotiation between member states on various issues including conflict resolution, human rights, economic development, and environmental sustainability. So, ito rin po ay naglilingkod bilang plataforma sa pagitan ng mga kasaping estado sa iba't ibang isyu, kabilang ang pagresolba ng mga tunggalian, karapatan ng tao, pag-unlad sa ekonomiya, at sa pagpapanatili ng kalikasan. And United Nations, its primary organs include the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Secretariat, the International Court of Justice, and the Trusteeship Council. Ang pangunahing organo ang United Nations is ang pangunahing organo nito ay kinabibilangan ng kapulungang pangkalahatan or Konseho sa Seguridad, Konseho sa Ekonomiya at Panlipunan. So, pandaigdigang hukuman ng katarungan at konseho ng pagtitiwala. That's what United Nation is. And the second one is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and this one is a political and military alliance established in 1949 within the primary purpose of safeguarding the security and defense of its member states. So ito naman po is ang North Atlantic Treaty Organization naman ay isang pampolitika at pangmilitar na alyansa. So kumbaga ito din po ay itinatag noong 1949 na may pangunahing layunin na pangalagaan ng seguridad at depensa ng mga kasapi nitong mga estado. So, isa po yan. Tapos, North Atlantic Treaty Organization also operates on the principles of collective defense, meaning an attack on one member is considered an attack on all, triggering a collective response. So, ang ibig sabihin po nito is North Atlantic Treaty Organization is ito ay gumagana sa mga prinsipyo ng kolektibong depensa na nangangahulugang ang pag-atake ng isa't isa ay itinuturing na pag-atake sa lahat na nagpapakilos ng kolektibong tugon. At yun po. That's the meaning of United Nations and North Atlantic Treaty Organization na kung saan ito ay under of international organization.
Number 3 is World Trade Organization or WTO. It's an international organization established in 1995 to regulate and facilitate international trade among its member countries. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, ang WTO ay may mahalagang papel sa pagpapalakas ng pandaigdigang kalakalan at pagpapasigla ng ekonomiya ng mga bansa. Sa pamamagitan ng pagpapalakas ng mga patakaran at kasunduan sa kalakalan, nakakatulong ito sa pagbawas ng mga hadlang sa kalakalan at pagpapalawak ng oportunidad sa mga negosyante at mamamayan sa buong mundo. Pero minsan may mga kritiko rin na nagtuturing sa WTO bilang isang organisasyon na naglalayong protektahan lamang ang interes ng mga malalaking korporasyon at mga bansang may malakas na ekonomiya na maaaring magdulot ng hindi patas na kalakaran sa ilalim ng pandaigdigang sistema ng kalakalan. Number 4 is North American Free Trade Agreement or NAFTA. In 1994, three countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico, came together to form one of the largest free trade areas known as the North American Free Trade Agreement or NAFTA. NAFTA aimed to eliminate barriers to trade and investment between the member countries, fostering economic growth and prosperity across North America. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagpapadali ng paggalaw ng mga kalakal, serbisyo at pamumuhunan, lumikha ang NAFTA ng mas kompetitibong at integragadong merkado na nakikinabang ang mga negosyo at mga mamimili. Sa paglipas ng mga taon, sa mailalim ang NAFTA sa ilang rounds ng negosasyon upang i-address ang iba't ibang alalahanin at i-modernize ang mga provision nito. Sa katapusan, ang NAFTA has been instrumental in promoting trade, spurring economic development, and strengthening ties between the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Number 5 is World Health Organization or WHO. It's a specialized agency of the United Nations responsible for international public health. It works to combat diseases, promote health equity, provide technical assistance and guidance to countries, and coordinate global responses to health emergencies. So, the World Health Organization or WHO na itinatag noong 1948 ay isang mahalagang agency ng United Nations na nakatuon sa pagpapabuti ng kalusugan at kabutihan sa buong mundo. Ang kanilang misyon ay naglalaman sa pagpapalakas ng mga sistema sa pangangalagang pangkalusugan, pagtataguyod ng mga pamantayan sa kalusugan, at pagbibigay ng suporta sa mga bansa sa panahon ng mga emergency sa kalusugan. Sa pakikipagtulungan sa mga pamahalaan, profesional sa pangangalagang pangkalusugan, at iba pang stakeholders. Mahalagang bahagi ang World Health Organization sa pagpapabuti ng kalusugan at pagtataguyod ng kolektibong layunin ng mas malusog at mas matatag na global na komunidad.
Internationalism. What is internationalism? It refers to the belief or principle that nations should cooperate and engage with one another on various issues such as politics, economics, culture, and social matters. It emphasized the importance of maintaining diplomatic relations, negotiating treaties, and participating in international organizations like the United Nations. Internationalism recognized the interconnectedness of nations and promotes collaborations to address common challenge and achieve mutual benefits. Globalism. What is globalism? Globalism is encompasses a broader perspective that extends beyond the interaction between nations. It refers to the ideology or trend that emphasizes the interconnectedness and interdependence of the entire world, transcending national boundaries. Globalism encompasses not only international relations but also includes factors like global trade, communication networks, cultural exchange, environmental issues, and the flow of capital and information on a worldwide scale. It often implies a vision, a more integrated and interconnected world where barriers to trade, migration, and communication are reduced or eliminated. The difference between internationalism and globalism. Internationalism emphasizes cooperation and relation between sovereign nations, focusing on diplomatic efforts, treaties, and participation in international organizations. On the other hand, globalism takes a broader perspective encompassing global trade, communication, culture, and environmental issues, advocating for reduced barriers on a worldwide scale. While internationalism involves cooperation between nations while maintaining distinct identities, globalism envisions greater integration and interconnectedness, addressing a wide range of global factors beyond political and diplomatic realms. Internationalism is the agreement of one or more nations to cooperate for the benefits of all. When one or more nations band together and choose a strong leader to rule the rest of the world, this is known as globalism. While globalism is not utilized in businesses, it is more of an impulse to bring civilization toward one tribe for the entire planet, and the complete eradication of the individual as an individual. In business, internationalism refers to the doing business in several government jurisdictions. Ayn Rand's anthem depicts globalism taken to its farthest, while George Orwell's 1984 depicts an advanced stage of ideology. The distinction between globalism and internationalism as nouns is that globalism is an ideology based on the idea of the people, goods, and information should be allowed to traverse national borders freely, whereas internationalism is political, economic, and cultural cooperation between nations.